Happy Friday morning. For today, a chance of rain this afternoon and this evening. I'll have the hour-by-hour forecast coming up.
A teacher's aide in jail for kicking the chair from underneath a child and dragging another across the cafeteria.
My kid's 4 years old and in pre-K, and he's going to be traumatized and probably hate school after this.
In just hours, that aide will answer to a judge.
Before hitting the beach this weekend, the brand new tool that lets you track red tide.
Countdown to the Kavanaugh vote. Will the Supreme Court nominee get confirmed?
Leave the mom guilt behind. New this hour, putting your child in daycares, giving them the edge academically and socially.
Live from Southwest Florida's news leader, this is Wink News This Morning.
Well, good Friday morning. We could again see those scattered showers and storms later on today around 4 o'clock as you're probably going to be heading back home from work.
For more information, let's get over to Weather Authority meteorologist Matt Devitt.
He's like really angry, and I don't blame him at all.
This little boy is upset, scarred, and bruised after being abused at his preschool. Only Wink News spoke to his family. And brand new overnight, Wink News obtained this mugshot of the suspect, a teacher's aide. Anthony Del Priore is now facing 2 counts of child abuse. Wink News reporter Nicole Lauren is live from the school where all of this happened less than 24 hours ago. Nicole?
Corey, a delivery driver, was in the right place at the right time when he witnessed a man physically abuse not just one, but 2 4-year-old students right here at this school. Now, I want to get you out to a picture of one of those victims, and this is what he is waking up with this morning. This is 4-year-old Landon, who is one of the 2 children abused yesterday. Now, the delivery driver says the teacher aide, Anthony Del Priore, kicked a chair as one student was attempting to sit down. He then caused the student's head to hit the table, and after that, forcefully walked him across the cafeteria by his arm. Then Del Priore hit another student in the head with his hand twice, grabbed the student by the mouth, and pulled his head backward. Now, all of this was confirmed by police after they looked at surveillance video of that cafeteria. And Landon's mom is disgusted this morning because she thought this was a place her child could be safe.
I thought it was a really wonderful school. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I've had a great experience so far with Landon until today.
And she wants answers from the school this morning. Coming up in the next half hour, why she's considering now taking him out of this school. And Punta Gorda, Nicole Lauren, Wink News now.
This morning, this registered sexual predator will make his first appearance in court, accused of touching children at a church daycare in Lehigh Acres. It happened yesterday while John Allen was volunteering at the church. Lee County deputies have not released the church's name. We're still working to get that. Allen's crime spree, though, did not stop there. In a second unrelated attack, he barged into an elderly woman's home and tried to sexually attack her. He ran off but was arrested.
This morning, the Army Corps is reducing water releases from Lake Okeechobee. Wink News anchor Michelle McConaughey joins us. And Michelle, I know a lot of people are hopeful that this will help.
That's right, Corey. Because we're moving into the dry season, the water gushing out of the lake will gradually be stopped over the next 3 weeks to less than half of what it is now. People living with algae for months are breathing a sigh of relief.
It's really starting to get back to normal. I hope it stays this way. Keep my fingers crossed.
The reduced amount of water is a lot. We're talking about 1,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools less per day. Scientists say the heavy releases cause multiple problems, such as delivering a lot of nutrients that fuel the blue-green algae bloom and other algae blooms. But it won't kill it off completely, since the blooms are caused by many different factors.
There's still a lot of nutrients getting into the canals, not just from the Lake Okeechobee releases.
Now keep in mind, reducing or even stopping Lake O releases won't change anything if your canal is always fresh water. Your salt level won't change, and it could still be a good environment for that algae.
In just 10 days, the Department of Health is going to be in Lee County to test the air for toxins from red tide. On Monday, they're partnering up with Moat Marine to start taking samples in Sarasota. Officials say it will take a few weeks to get those results back and figure out exactly what they mean. And if you plan on heading to the beach this weekend, you need to check this out. FWC just released this new red tide map, and it's actually interactive, so you can take a look at our coast here, and if you were to click on a beach that you wanted to go to, up would pop this box of information including sampling from red tide. It's got a lot of information on it. If you'd like to get a link to that, all you need to do is head to the Wink News app. It's our second story on the app right now.
Right now, Florida authorities are looking for 1-year-old Future Johnson and his mother. St. Petersburg police say no one has seen Sydney Wyatt and her son since Wednesday when she borrowed her grandmother's car. It was later found abandoned in Pinellas Park. Her belongings and her son's car seat were still inside. If you see them, please call the police immediately.
This is the man investigators say shot 7 South Carolina deputies and officers. Fred Hopkins is a Vietnam War veteran and an accomplished marksman. Authorities say the 74-year-old opened fire on 3 deputies earlier this week as they tried to serve a search warrant for another man living in the same home. 3 officers were also shot trying to help those deputies. Florence Police Sergeant Terrence Carraway was killed in that shootout. The 30-year veteran leaves behind a wife and son.
Happening today after the procedural vote, Judge Brett Kavanaugh could be confirmed to the Supreme Court this weekend. Now, Kavanaugh's fate rests in the hands of these 4 undecided senators: Republicans Jeff Flake, Lisa Murkowski, and Susan Collins, and Democrat Joe Manchin. Red State Democrat Heidi Heitkamp already announced she would vote against Kavanaugh.
I can't get up in the morning and look at the life experience that I've had and say yes to Judge Kavanaugh.
Last night in Boca Raton, retired Justice John Paul Stevens, who previously praised Kavanaugh, said he can no longer support Kavanaugh's nomination. He says Kavanaugh showed political bias in his testimony. Trust Wink News to send you an alert on the Wink News app just as soon as that procedural vote happens today.
Today, Lee County is going to start sending out mail-in ballots. Collier County started sending those out earlier this week. If you've not requested a mail-in ballot, there is still time. You have until the end of the month to request a ballot online or call your elections office. You have to have that ballot returned before the polls close Election Day, which is Tuesday, November 6th.
The weather for your Friday morning off to a great start, but how is that weekend looking? I'll show you the forecast coming up.
Right now, millions of cars are at risk of stalling. Before heading out the door, find out if yours is on that danger list.
And coming up, we have an answer to one of the most important parenting questions. Are your kids better off going to daycare or staying at home with you?